Final update. On my wedding morning, I got one text from my mom: "Don't ruin their vacation with your guilt trip." Then I saw the post: "My entire family had a luxury poolside brunch." Caption: "We finally feel whole." I turned off my phone, said my vows, then went home and pulled every corporate card, froze the foundation's account, and initiated the trust dissolution. A week later, my dad was at my door, red-faced. Then late Tuesday afternoon, a final twist I didn't see coming. An email from the IRS, a real one, simple, direct, terrifying. A federal audit had been initiated concerning documentation provided by a whistleblower involving nonprofit tax reporting irregularities. I hadn't reported them. I didn't need to. Someone else had. Maybe it was Jenna. Maybe it was a donor. Maybe the journalist forwarded something. It didn't matter. They were caught in a system they couldn't lie to, sue, or manipulate. The same family who toasted mimosas in Napa while skipping my wedding was now facing audits, legal fees, and a media investigation. They thought I'd be sad, that I'd disappear into guilt. Instead, I gave them what they feared most: distance, silence, and consequences. They were about to find out just how expensive betrayal can get. By Friday, the silence from them wasn't peace. It was calculation. I knew the pattern. They were regrouping, trying to figure out the next move, who they could still manipulate, who might be loyal. But this time, there was no one left to pressure. The foundation's board cut them off completely. All of their email access was revoked. They couldn't even log into the donor portal. My dad tried calling one of the senior advisors, a guy named Michael, who had been close to me since I was 23. Michael sent me the call transcript. My dad had said the entire thing was a misunderstanding, that I had become unstable since marrying that girl and needed to be reined in. Michael told him flat out, "Brian owns this. You don't." That weekend, the first story dropped online. Small blog, but detailed, clearly based on Jenna's records. It outlined luxury spending disguised as charity operations, including names, dates, destinations, and dollar amounts. They tried to pretend it was all false, but the photos were right there: Greg posing on a yacht, my mom holding a foundation clipboard at a private resort, my brother at a poker table billed as a team-building seminar. The next day, 2 donors pulled their commitments. One was a hedge fund guy who had been on board for years. The other was a school district we partnered with to build STEM programs. They both released short statements saying they'd been misled by the representation of how funds were being used. And just like that, the mask was slipping fast. I hadn't spoken to any of them in over a week when my brother finally broke the silence. He showed up outside my apartment at 11 p.m., rang the doorbell over and over. I didn't let him in. He called from the sidewalk. I answered this time. "Okay, man. You win. Is that what you wanted? You destroyed everything. I hope you're happy. Mom's not eating. Dad's meeting with lawyers every day. Greg's freaking out. You proved your point." I said nothing. He paused. Then he said something that made me pause, too. "They're going to file suit, civil for damages, emotional distress, something. They'll come up with something." I told him, good luck with that. I had the documents, the signatures, the financial trails, and more importantly, I had the ownership. The trust was mine, the foundation was mine, the money was mine. He got quiet, then said something I didn't expect: "You were supposed to take care of us." That stuck with me. Not "you were family," not "we were wrong," not "we're sorry," just "you were supposed to take care of us." Like I was their employee, their walking ATM, their scapegoat when things fell apart. That Monday, my mom finally cracked. She emailed me. No subject line. Just one paragraph: "You've made your choice. I hope your wife is worth what you've lost." I read it twice and deleted it. Because I hadn't lost anything. They had. And they were only just beginning to realize that no matter how loud they screamed, no matter how much they tried to twist the narrative, the one thing they wanted most, control over me, was gone for good. They filed the lawsuit 2 weeks later. Civil, predictable, alleging breach of fiduciary duty, reputational damage, emotional harm, even intentional financial sabotage. Their lawyer, some polished guy out of San Diego, sent a long-winded complaint that read like a bedtime story for narcissists. The foundation was mentioned over 50 times. So was my name. My legal team barely blinked. They prepared the countersuit in less than a week. Ours came with exhibits, time-stamped invoices, recorded conversations, audit logs, Jenna's archive, copies of forged authorizations. It didn't just discredit their claims. It buried them. But the lawsuit wasn't the real blow. That came from the banks. 2 major financial institutions closed accounts linked to the foundation, triggering asset reviews due to ongoing litigation and internal investigation. That meant frozen funds, dropped credit, blocked access. They couldn't even pay their lawyer without jumping through 10 hoops. My brother texted me a screenshot of his bank app showing a $0 available balance and captioned it, "Hope you're proud of this." I didn't respond. A week after that, the IRS made a quiet move. Not public, but very real: a freeze on any charitable disbursements until the audit was complete. That was the final nail. With no money flowing, the structure collapsed. And then they started to beg. First, it was my sister. She sent a long email pretending she hadn't posted anything, pretending she'd been on my side the whole time, saying she didn't realize what our parents had done, that she missed me. She said the word family 14 times. Then came my mom, not through email. She showed up at my office. No warning. She looked older, smaller, worn down by a system she used to believe she was above. She didn't yell. She didn't plead. She just asked me to talk. I stood in the lobby and told her calmly that I had nothing left to say. I told her I wasn't angry anymore, that I wasn't trying to punish anyone. I just didn't trust them and I never would again. That was the last time I saw her. The lawsuit never made it to trial. They dropped it quietly a month later. Couldn't afford to fight it. Couldn't risk discovery. And now they're ghosts. My dad rents a smaller place an hour outside the city. Greg moved back in with a friend. My brother's doing freelance work, bouncing between gigs. My mom still tries to get invited to charity events. No one takes her calls. My wife, she's the only one who never doubted me. She stood beside me when it got ugly. She told me over and over that letting go of them wasn't loss, it was clarity. And she was right. The truth is, I didn't destroy them. They did that to themselves. The big update. It's been 6 months since everything unraveled, since the lawsuit, since the foundation was officially dissolved, since I closed the door and made peace with never reopening it. And in those 6 months, something better happened. I became a father. Our son was born 2 weeks early, healthy, loud, and already looking like he knows more than we do. Holding him for the first time erased parts of me I didn't realize were still bruised. The bitterness didn't vanish, but it softened. Being a dad rewired something I didn't expect. It made me more patient, but also less tolerant of nonsense. There's no space for liars around someone who's never known dishonesty. We named him Jacob. Not after anyone, just a name we both liked, clean and untangled. A week ago, we threw him a small birthday party, just family and a few close friends. Her parents were there, of course. So were the friends who actually showed up to our wedding. We kept it simple, backyard cake, balloons, a few noisy toys that he won't remember, but will never forget. I sent the invite to my parents. I didn't expect anything, but I sent it. No grand gesture, no hidden message, just a short email with the date, time, and address. They didn't respond. No call, no text, no gift sent quietly with no return address, nothing. At first, I felt that familiar flicker, that part of me that still wants to believe they might change or care or grow into something better. But it passed quickly. I looked down at my son chewing on a plastic dinosaur and thought, this is the clean break I needed. Because now I know they never wanted me. They wanted access, control, image. And this time, there was no money involved, no leverage, no guilt to weaponize, just an invitation to a child's first birthday. And even that wasn't enough. So now I'm not angry. I'm just clear. My family isn't missing. They were never there to begin with. But I have a new one now. And he's all in.